Now looking at China and the question of, are its rigid coronavirus policies endangering global trade? Overseas businesses say that Beijing's hardline zero COVID strategy could ultimately lead to empty shelves in stores all over the world. We got a taste of the possible impact in August when a single dock worker got infected with the coronavirus in Ningbo. The government reacted by closing an entire terminal in the world's second largest port, holding up 50 container ships and affecting global sea freight. Now, China's current uptick in cases could prove even worse. Right now, there are 4 port cities that are under threat of lockdown. They're still running, but there have already been delays to logistics centres because of tightened measures. Experts at the Peterson Institute for International Economics, for example, say that China could actually end up broadening its measures if it's proven that its Sinopharm vaccines are not as sufficiently effective against the Omicron variant as they need them to be. So I've been speaking to our correspondent in Taipei, Tsung-Han So. I asked him what toll China's tough pandemic approach was already having on its own economy.
Well, China's zero-tolerance approach could lead to disappointing consumption growth this year. More serious economic damage, more widespread state intervention, and more disgruntled crowds. Weak domestic demand remains a major problem for China at the moment. According to official statistics, China's annual growth rate for consumption and investment both fell to single digits late last year, from 10-digit growth in early 2021 due to the epidemic control in many parts of China. At the same time, China is facing economic headwinds, including a shrinking population, a property sector slowdown, and local government debt. It's a big challenge for the authorities to boost market confidence while maintain the zero-COVID strategy.
We've been hearing about the concern there is outside of China about what impact its measures could have on global trade. Exactly what sort of effect could it have?
Well, China's economy has been the main locomotive of global growth in the last few years, and China is likely to remain the world's leading exporter for the near future, with strong external demand for things like consumer electronics, furniture, and other home comforts. But now, millions of small and family-owned private businesses have crumbled during the pandemic. We could expect renewed disruption of supply chains, and the slowing Chinese economy would certainly be a new hit to the global recovery. And if the slowdown were to be serious enough, some experts worry that it could even potentially plunge the global economy into a new recession. So it's definitely a concern.
Yeah, and this is all about, obviously, how China interacts with the rest of the world. We've heard from